This is Sergeant Shervat coming at you with another true story. This show's about Fritz Briermeyer. He supposedly took out 11 M4 Shermans, 1 T34, and 1 KV85. I'm going to recreate this in my back room. If he really did this, then the game should act out the same way. Let's go check this out. So this represents a battle of Fritz Briermeyer, and he was in one of these tanks here. And supposedly his battalion, which is all these tanks, he also had a couple of Tigers. He had 2 guns, but I added a third, which is over here. So I added 3 guns. Here's his headquarters. So he apparently in one day he took out 11 Shermans, a KV85, which is right here. Looks pretty badass. So he's gonna have to take out pretty much all these Shermans. He also took out 2 guns. So he'll have to take out those 2. And then he took out like 14 machine gun nests, so I only added a couple and a couple of mortars. So he took out 2 mortars too. So he was advancing. So they're gonna have to go all the way across and attack the Russians. And of course, they're gonna come down off the hill as soon as they see the Germans, and they're gonna have a duke out. I just wanna make sure this is pretty accurate. I'll probably end up using the Tigers first to go in, because most likely that's what he did. He used the Tigers to go in first, and he kind of slid in on the side, and then we'll continue to move these other guns up forward. And that's why they look like this, because I'm moving them. Once they move, you can't shoot them until the next turn. There's a setup, but then you can actually move the gun afterward, like another turn later. The Russians probably had a couple of those 76 millimeters. I got a couple of this. I got a bunch of the M4s regular with the 75s. But I mean, yeah, these were only 45 millimeter anti-tank guns. They don't really do a whole lot of damage. Specifically to the Tigers, they won't even penetrate that armor. I just have a hard time believing that this actually happened. But let me tell you the story. During the defense of Warsaw in August 1944, he led his company in 5 separate attacks to stop the Bolsheviks. His company reported 7 T34 tanks, 8 KV85s, and 1 IS heavy tank, and 4 45 millimeter guns destroyed. His skill and unwavering cold-bloodedness won the day, though he had only a few panzers left at the end of it. He continued later and took another Soviet tank battalion with his company, supported by an armored pioneer company and 2 assault guns. By the end of the day, his company had destroyed 11 M4 Sherman tanks, a T34 tank, and a KV85 heavy tank, and numerous guns. Briermeyer was killed in Modlin on November 10th, 44. No shooting yet. Just been moving up the tanks. The Tigers can shoot, but unfortunately, I'm gonna just assume that they can't see any tanks yet. Next turn, I'll have them shoot at the Russians over there. They moved up in this field of wheat. They're looking down at them guns over there, but they can't see them quite yet. They gotta get within, I believe it's 2 inches, but I'm not gonna have the Russian guns shoot yet because they're kind of not the best guns in the world. So I'm just gonna do a couple more turns and then show you what could happen. I really want these Tigers to get into action first. These guys his platoon, you're gonna roll for these characteristics, so it really helps in the game. So he has, I rolled a 4, so he has the Knight's Cross with oak leaves, and then he gets full rate of fire even on movement. And I put him in this colored tank. They're all supposed to be the same. I don't have enough, so they all supposed to look like this one or that. These are all the Panzer IVs, and that's the early Panzer IV, but that doesn't work. And so I just put him in the one that's speckled. It just makes more sense. So they shot they shot one of these over here. So they killed off a couple of troops. They killed off one mortar and then a little rifle team. They were just hiding behind here, but they were able to shoot from this distance, even with the building cover. The double shot, the full shot on Briemeyer's tank, he was able to kill him. I did shoot the Russians did shoot their guns, but they weren't effective. Like that 45 millimeter is just bouncing off the tanks. I hit that one right there once, and it just bounced off. It didn't do anything. And then I had these Shermans come off the hill. They all rolled more than a 1, so they were able to come down, and they killed the 37 millimeter. They knocked it out pretty quickly. But on the other hand, I had 2 of these Tigers, and they shot those Shermans, and they knocked out one, and the other one still bailed. So the road is open. They can see those tanks coming. They can see them coming off the hill. These guys got cover still in the forest, but as they come down, they're not going to be in cover any longer. Yeah, he shot. They shot. This tank, he was able to kill the KV. And then these 2 Tigers were able to kill off those 2 pretty easily. I mean, even when they roll 1 dice, they're able to, because there's no armor save with the 13, even if you roll a 6. Even if I rolled a 6 save on the armor, it's just not enough. 6 and 6, but it was less. These guys wiped out the one gun. The what was it called? It was called the ZIS-3. It was sitting right there. And then this one shot, but it just deflected again. It just ricochets off these tanks. And then they shot at that gun. I had 3 tanks shooting at that gun, and they couldn't even hit it. The machine gunner was shot at. He didn't. Nothing happened. The mortars went into the building, scared to hell. They don't want to even go out. These guys, these other machine gunners and the half tracks were shooting at these other infantry. Missed. So I'm going to go ahead and do the Russian turn now and see what happens. Again, these had a 7 on the front armor, but they didn't roll a 6. They rolled less than that, so it was an easy kill. I mean, if they did roll a 6, even with this, it would have been a bail. This guy's bailed out. Those 2 are stuck. That guy's stuck. And then he's going to try to get in between the trees and get some hits. I do have one tank that one is an Easy 8. The Russians did not have the Easy 8, so that is just a regular 76, just like this one here. So these guys all shot, and they killed the 76 millimeter in there. And again, that little tiny 45 millimeter gun is still present. It's been shot at many times, but it's just not dying, and it's almost useless against these other tanks. We got this 45 here killed out the half track. That 76 millimeter took out this Tiger, so one Tiger is gone. But the Tiger was able to kill this guy, the little Sherman right there. And then the other Tiger, I think, killed that Sherman there. So, I mean, it's looking pretty realistic here. He shot, didn't do anything. He's still stuck. He's trying to get in the woods so he got cover. This 40 Pack 40 is still alive. He's been shot at several times. And he also, I think he missed. He was shooting at that one. One thing I didn't do is I didn't shoot this guy yet. He didn't shoot at all. So I think I'm going to go ahead and allow him to shoot. I don't know. I think he shoots only 16 inches. I'm going to take a look at that. He ain't going to do a lot of damage though. So it's the Germans' turn, and I'm going to see what happens with them. They're supposed to keep moving forward, so I have to move this guy forward and the rest of these. According to the story, they rolled over the Russians. So I haven't moved him in a long time because he's been getting good shots, but I have to move everybody up. Maybe not this guy, but the rest of these will have to all move up. Have to get them moving. And this is farmland there. This is really muddy. Again, muddy. Maybe this isn't muddy. I won't have that mud, but this is mud. So nobody wants to go in that one. So this Pack 40 has gone to ground because of this guy's shooting and the machine gun over there. This machine gun has also made that Pack 40 go to ground. They're setting up, so, and he actually should have been dead, but I just am gonna let him survive. They were shooting those soldiers, missed, didn't do anything, and the soldiers shot at the tanks. They assaulted it with grenades and whatever, but they didn't do anything. Same with these two. I had a Sherman shoot that Panzer IV. He bailed out. And then the other Sherman with the 76 shot this, bailed him out. And then he moved up. The Pack 40 was a little too far for him, so he had to get a little closer. It's the Germans, actually the Germans just went. No, the Russians went. All right, so it'll be Germans' turn. Russians just destroyed this. The little M4 actually made the gun go to ground with the help of that machine gun there. But the anti-tank rifle was able to get a good hit, one shot, and it killed it. And there he is over there. This Tiger killed this tank, or killed that one. I don't know which one killed what, but that one died up there. I think he killed that one up there. That's why he's pointing that direction. He's still been bailed out. This guy's bailed. This guy's still good. He's gone to ground again. And they can't kill anybody else. I'm going to have to put those around the other side and maybe destroy those trucks. Just get them out of the way. And there's the headquarters up there. Just looking over everything, it's just a mess. Just terrible looking. And they really can't move up too much farther. I mean, I got the commands back here. So realistically, I'm supposed to move them up. But if I do, they're going to die. I got these machine guns right here. One there, and there's a rifle team right there, and another machine gun. So I really not sure if I'm playing this correctly, but they should be moving up. So it's the Germans' turn now. I just did the Russians. They didn't do a lot of damage. I mean, this guy's, they bailed out. This tank bailed out again, so it's going to be more difficult. That's why I flipped it to the felt side. And he's got all those three rifle guys there trying to kill him off. Then we got this guy, he's gone to the ground. They're still coming around. So far I have, I needed one more Sherman killed. I think I got everything the way the real life history took place in the day. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 Shermans knocked out, the one KV85, and then the one T34. And then they were just knocking out some of the trucks. There's really not much left. The anti-rifle, he was killed. They still got one more Tiger. It's going to be hard to kill that some gun. And then I got him hidden back here, but he's going to die in the next turn if he gets shot. The machine gunners are probably going to take out all these other headquarters, but it doesn't matter. Bremeyer's tank, which is that one, he survived, and he's going to continue trying to kill off everybody here. So pretty much this could have happened. The way it looks here, you know, the Shermans were coming against, you know, we got some Tigers here, so they were hard to knock out. And again, I didn't put that many 76 millimeter cannons in this game because I don't think the Russians had that many, and they weren't that great of a shot. In fact, I was rolling terrible. Every time I rolled for the Russians, I didn't roll good. You can see right here some of the rolls, they kind of sucked, while I was rolling pretty good for the German side. Anyways, this guy probably would have died later on. I don't know, that Tiger could have been killed later too, because now it's more difficult for him to go back in. And the gun, he should have been dead last turn. I just allowed him to live, and he still keeps going to ground. His truck would have been gone, would have been destroyed. So that sums it up, really. I'm pretty much satisfied with the game the way it came out. It's pretty realistic. I mean, in one day he shoots all these tanks dead. But I mean, look at his carnage. I mean, they don't have much of a battalion left. I know they had a little bit more soldiers in the real life, and so did the Russians, but I did the best I could here. And it looks pretty similar. They knocked out those vehicles, that armor in one day. Hope you all enjoyed this scenario. I'm going to try to have more in the future. I have to read up on some of these real life stories that some of these soldiers did.